that man, he didn't always used to be a preacher.
Oh, we know this.
I mean, there was a time when he was something else.
Yeah. Yep. We know.
He used to be a violent man.
Uh-huh.
Fine.
And but then he stopped doing that.
Yep. This is stuff we all know.
And he went on to do something else.
What did he do?
Yep.
then?
We've been following. We've been watching the same story.
Now he's a preacher. But he didn't
Wait.
used to be, but he is now.
Uh-huh.
Wait. Was he?
Not always.
You kidding me with this shit?
Running faucets, kill outfit. It's futuristic, like Carnegie the Magnificent. Rewind your VCR, rewind your cassette. Nintendo pilot, flying up ahead. Captain's log, John Luke, Bogard. Polarized sea of life, the weapon covered child. Out on your street tonight. Don't matter how loud you gotta shout it. Out on your street tonight.
One of the most chilling experiences I ever had was when I was like hanging out with my friends late at night. It was like
it's the worst.
Me and two other guys. I know. It's just like I have friends. I
Like
hate
right
this.
now, I
Yeah.
am terrified.
Like truly, right now, I'm pretty freaked.
Yeah, the Holy Ghost goes to sleep at night, so
Yeah,
it's like...
he gotta get beautiful. How are you gonna get beautiful if you don't go to sleep?
Yeah.
So I was hanging out with my friends late at night, very scary, and one of them was just like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "Well, fuck, no, I didn't." Asshole. and I thought they were like being funny, but it's like, no, somebody just said like, I know. And I was like, they said what? And he was like, someone said like here, they said, I know. And I was like, no, that didn't happen. How tired are you? But it was like very chilling to be like, okay, someone heard a voice. That's scary. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't believe that there's a demon. But it's scary to be around you thinking that someone is talking.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
that's kind of scary.
It's not the idea that a ghost that I know that's scary.
Yeah.
It's
It's
the
that
idea
you
that there's a stranger
heard
in the house.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Like,
yeah.
oh, someone said that? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. good.
I've been woken up multiple times by a loud dog's bark, like one that is so loud that it's like it's right next to my head, and there's no dog.
There's
anywhere.
no dog.
It's in my apartment where there is no dog.
Where there's no
man.
dog.
And there's no dogs above me or around me, and certainly not one that would be close enough to make
Yeah.
the sound that jolts me out of bed. And it's happened like several times.
Is that like when you go to sleep and then you lose your balance, kind of like, and you jolt awake? Did you know
maybe?
that phenomenon that I'm talking about?
I've woken myself up snoring.
Is it yeah, fair? Is it right when you're going to sleep, or is it like anytime?
It's sometimes
throughout the night?
right in the morning.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, I can't diagnoose this one. Let's
Yeah.
call House MD.
I got
It's a pretty
a
woke story, bro.
oh, fuck off. I got a dog ghost, you guys.
I mean,
Ghost dog.
Like,
Of
Way
the
of
ghosts
the
to have,
samurai.
a dog ghost.
Yeah,
probably
dog
my
ghost sounds
preference.
great.
100%. 100%.
of the ghosts to have, how many are there? We got Ghost Dog.
Uh-huh.
We got Dick Clark. We got let's see, who else is a ghost?
I think that's it.
Actually,
Who's a
there's a
ghost?
big two.
Yeah.
Dogs and Dick Clark.
Dogs and Dick Clark. That's all we got.
Yeah,
Everybody
we got
else just
baby-
went straight to hell and didn't become a ghost. But we got all dogs, of course, can't go to
I just
hell.
want to
Right.
cuddle
And
that
then
ethereal pooch.
Weirdly, Dick Clark, by accident, I think, got sent to dog heaven. and he's
Honestly,
like, I don't know why I'm
Send me to
unfinished
dog
business
heaven,
in dog heaven.
please. Let me hang out in dog heaven.
Seriously, that is my heaven. is
How do
dog
you
heaven.
think you get there? Like, who do you have to please?
You love a good boy or girl?
That a lot of people would be there then, because a lot of people love dogs.
Well,
They
there you
must.
Must love dogs.
Must.
To be in dog heaven.
Yeah, the rules of that movie, which I've never seen, unfortunately, but
Right.
they outline the reason that you must love dogs is so you get into dog heaven.
Yeah, it's a religious text of
Yeah.
must love dogs, and it's the text of how to go to dog heaven.
Yes, in the Gospel of Bark, chapter 3, section 2, must love dogs. It sounds like Mark.
You wonderful son of a bitch. Welcome to Textual Deviance. My name is Christian Hagen. Each episode, we watch a movie, and then we talk about it through a series of randomly generated critical contexts.
Who is this person?
usually given to us via our contextual computer. But this time
Jimmy
not.
Neutron?
Yeah. Hi, it's me, Jimmy Neutron. Aw, shucks. And joining me, as always, are my dearest friends and co-hosts, Misters Matthew Bond.
Holy smokes, hi.
And David Gutchie.
I'm Johnny Electron.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Jimmy Neutron's catchphrase.
Oh,
Fuck. I'm gonna blow up some shit with this cool car.
Shit, yeah. Science.
Cowabunga on my hair wave.
Wow.
I don't know what this energy is, but I'm loving it.
I'm loving it too, and I'm picturing Bart Simpson and Jimmy Neutron getting together as adults.
Like
being best friends.
Getting together as
Getting
adults?
together, yeah.
Oh, you
yeah,
mean like
they're a couple.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
very. I'm happy for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like they balance each other out because Jimmy's too much of a goody two shoes, and Bart's a little bit of a bad boy.
a naughty two shoes.
A naughty two shoes.
Well, you know what they say. You always end up marrying your sister, right?
Can we welcome to Contextual Deviance again? Is that against the rules?
Yeah, can we reboot?
Can we just do one within one? Like, so now, okay, I'll do one.
Okay.
So, welcome to Contextual Deviance. My name's David Gutchie, and every week we do a show within Contextual Deviance that's called Contextual Deviance, where I talk about something Bond said that I liked. And that's the episode.
Okay.
Now we can go back to the regular episode of Contextual Deviance.
That was a good one, I think.
Thank you.
That was one of the better ones
It was a
we've had
pretty
in a
good
while.
episode,
Of the mid episodes.
Gotta have a show within a show.
Gotta have a show.
Yeah,
within
you
a
gotta.
show.
It's required.
Well, as you can probably tell from listening to this, we're a movie podcast, and we did watch a movie together this evening in honor of Sam Raimi, director, writer, auteur in some circles. His latest venture, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, or In the Multiverse of Madness, I think it's in. Anyway, Doctor Strange, the new Doctor Strange. is
Doctor
directed-
Strange.
In honor of Doctor Strange, we looked back at another film by this director from 1995. It is called The Quick and the Dead.
Wow.
It is a Western.
Not a zombie movie.
Not a zombie movie, as
Weirdly.
one might expect from both Sam Raimi and the title.
Right.
It is a Western a very stylized Western about a town in the desert where it seems like every year. Is it like an annual thing?
It seemed annual.
Sure,
It seemed to
why
be
not?
Sure. Let's just say it was
They
annual.
didn't say.
Yeah.
Where gunfighters from all over can come into the town, and they have a bracket-style tournament of shootouts to win a prize of $123,000 in Old West times, sponsored by Wells Fargo.
Yeah, which is unlimited money back then, like when you adjust for inflation.
Yes, it's infinite money. And there is a woman rides into town, played by Sharon Stone, to join in the tournament, but mostly she's there for her own personal reasons, especially her beef with one Mr. Gene Hackman, who is the villain of the film. There is also a young Russell Crowe, a very young Leonardo DiCaprio,
Baby.
and several other Keith David, who is just he's his normal age.
Yeah, he's always been the
He's
same
always
age.
been the same age. And it's just a wonderful cast of folks. You'll see them and be like, oh hey, a lot
filled
of
with that, guys.
filled with that.
Yes.
And it's wild. It's Wild West, one might say.
I would.
And this is our first Western. We somehow have made it to this far. Last episode we did our first anime, and now we're doing our first Western.
Yeah.
So we're catching up on two of the most popular genres in the history of film.
I mean, I'll go out on a limb and say I'm not as surprised that we haven't done a Western until now.
No, the Western isn't as
It's
surprising.
going to show my hand a little bit. Not my favorite
No,
genre.
is your hand full of aces?
Yeah, sure, because I've killed a lot of people.
Mr. Ace Hanlon. I just looked at his name in IMDb.
Thank you, because I did not know it.
Wait, his name's Ace Handlin?
Ace
Hanlon.
Oh, so like it's not I have
Hamlin?
aces in my hand.
Hanlon, like
Handland.
Hanlon. Hanlon.
Handland.
Hanlon.
Okay.
Great.
Great. Okay.
Ace.
Got him.
Genuinely, thank you for spelling that out.
Yeah.
Because that was going to drive me insane.
Hanlon, comma, Ace.
Hanlon. Hanlon, Ace, Hanlon. Your dry cleaning is right. Anyway, enough of this bullshit. If you want to watch The Quick and the Dead, it is on Netflix. So this is actually, but it's not our first Sam Raimi movie. Do you remember what our previous Sam Raimi
Spider-Man
movie
2?
was? Spider-Man
A 3.
3.
Spider-Man
Right.
3.
I remember we did that one.
Yes, we did.
We sure did.
I'm sorry. I think that one was also my fault. I think both Raimi movies have been my fault.
Yeah, well, that's your fault, but I forgive you.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I don't like to whatever. I had a much better time watching this one than I did watching Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not that that's a very hard thing, because that movie gave me a severe headache.
Yeah, this I would say this is near the top of my favorite Raimi movies, but I don't have a lot of favorite Raimi movies.
I'm in a similar boat.
Yeah.
David, how did you feel?
Oh, I mean, I just like that Bond admitted that it was his fault. That was nice.
Yeah.
It's just big of him.
He's gonna lay on that grenade for all of you.
He's a big man that way.
I'm gonna Steve Rogers this shit.
Yeah, he's the man. He's the captain we need.
Yeah.
But not the one
right?
we deserve.
No, we deserve a much worse Captain America.
So I think we should get into the context.
Let's go. After we've done our first context, which is this better than Spider-Man 3?
Context
Yes.
number 1. Yes.
Correct.
Next
Moving
one
on.
for each coast. One for each coast. What if it was set in a high school?
Oh. What
now,
if?
the contextual computer is on sabbatical at the moment because I got a new phone, but we have the context here in front of me, and randomizing via dice, we have come to what if The Quick and the Dead were set in a high school. For one thing, you wouldn't have to recast Leonardo DiCaprio because even though
perfect.
he is technically 21 when they made this movie, he looks like he's about 14.
Well, 21 is movie freshman.
Yes.
High school.
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
absolutely.
Yeah. Dawson's
Yeah,
Creek
yeah.
rules. Yeah.
Yeah, Dawson's Creek rules.
We abide by Dawson's Creek rules in this house. In this house?
In this house, Dawson's Creek rules. I don't want to win.
3 words.
Yeah.
Or 5 words. Depends on whether you count a word with dashes as 3 or 1. One-on-one basketball tournament.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I lost count of the words, so you didn't even have to specify.
I'm counting one-on-one as one word
I was
because it
gonna
has
say,
dashes.
that's not-
And then basketball is 1 word, and then tournament is also 1 word, and that's 3 words. So I got 3 words for you. One-on-one basketball tournament. I
All right.
think everybody's got different styles. There's people dunking on each other. You know,
It's like a game of horse.
yeah, horse actually would be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can play one-on-one in a myriad of ways in the world of basketball, but horse would probably be the most entertaining to watch because it's all about trick shots. And so
Yes.
then it would actually be kind of like this movie, which is all about one specific kind of trick shot, which is fast.
Yeah. Well,
How
or
fast is your trick shot?
backflip off a horse.
Or backflip off a horse.
And then win horse,
Yeah.
but then
And-
also lose.
See, I was thinking dodgeball.
Ooh,
Because it's
dodgeball?
closer
Ooh, yeah.
1-to-1
Okay, yeah.
to shooting at each other.
That's
However, the idea of doing a basketball one-on-one tournament where
That's
everyone
shooting.
has different styles and stuff
Yeah.
is pretty
Be
fun.
pretty cool.
Also, I'd like to figure out what the Gene Hackman role would be.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Because
Yeah.
if we're saying this is a tournament that all of the people who are in this movie are in,
The gym teacher.
but how is the gym teacher in the tournament?
How is the mayor in the tournament? It's bullshit.
But they're adults.
He controls the rules of the tournament and
Yeah,
then
that's
changes them midway.
You know what? That's totally true.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like the school principal who's just
Yeah.
like trying to like assert his dominance
and
over the
relive his
students.
glory days where
Yeah.
he was the like MVP of the basketball team.
Yep.
And he was and before he was the principal, he was a gym teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as we all know, AGAB, all gym teachers are assholes.
Yeah,
or
true.
bastards, sorry. Bastards.
Oh, shit.
Assholes and bastards. That's my experience with gym. I've had one good one.
Yeah, I had one good one. And I will let them try to figure out who it is.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah. Let them fight.
It
You
would be
know-
amazing to me if one
You know
of my
what's
gym teachers
funny
listened to this.
is I know for a fact that all of Christian's gym teachers listen to this. Yeah, it's a pretty fun community
Okay.
that we have. It's me and Christian's gym teacher just hanging out.
So if we're doing the
If we're doing-
basketball,
Let's run
like,
with that for a little
shootout
while.
thing.
Yeah, let's see what. Yeah.
How do we handle the point where the rules change?
Oh, and you have to die.
Yeah, and somebody has to die.
I think it's that you have to dunk on the other person.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
or
So
you
like
literally have
shoot
to-
like over them or something. Like you have to somehow like own them in basketball. Like do a play that makes them look stupid.
Gotta like poster him or something.
Yeah, exactly. Posterize.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it simplifies it a lot, unfortunately, because a lot of the appeal would be the different styles of shot. Like, oh, I'm going to do mine, like, let's say, on a horse riding past, or I backflip off a horse. A lot of horses.
Or
maybe it's like
or post a video of your win on social media so they just get totally owned.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. You have to post it.
Yeah,
Just post them
cyberbullying.
getting posted.
That's one
maybe,
way. How else?
but
maybe
maybe
it could
it's
be
like,
to the death.
or maybe maybe I was just gonna say maybe they just make it full contact.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
they just
there you
make it
go.
like way
Yeah.
more aggressive.
Like you can try to stop the other person from doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the title of this movie is still Quick and the Dead, right? But in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, no,
Yeah, and we'd still have Leonardo DiCaprio doing like hoop dreams kind of stuff.
definitely.
Basketball Diaries?
Here,
Basketball
I
Diaries,
do
that's what I
think
was thinking
making
of.
it more
Sorry, Hoop Dreams is
confrontational
completely different. I'm
is
sorry.
that's the way, because horse
is the way.
is it's like your turn, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but like a 1v1 is like active.
It's like no. Now I'm calling you out. You come here, and either I score on you or you score on me, but we make the other one look bad.
Sudden
Okay.
death.
Like,
It's-
yeah,
oh,
it's
okay,
sudden-
that's the difference.
sudden
It's like
death.
it's like you play up to a certain number of points, but then when
Yeah.
the rules change, it's sudden,
Sudden
death, so
death.
first basket.
First, yeah, or
Okay.
the first time you miss, you lose. It's just H.
Right, yeah. I like the idea that it's like
That's
the
good.
tournament is
That's
originally
good.
horse,
Yep.
but then he's like,
Yep.
no.
Sudden
We're
death.
doing like a full on actual like 1v1, like not
first
none of this
person to
horse
score.
shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can block your shit.
Right.
Like, and
Yeah.
he's taller than everybody because he's an adult.
It gives him an advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
The quick and the sudden dead.
Ooh, yes, Queen.
Quick in the dunk.
The quick and the dumb.
Oh, yeah, there we
Could work. Could work.
Yeah, okay. I like this basketball version. I don't
It just
know why.
feels a lot. I mean, it feels like the best sport for dueling.
Yeah.
Like when you think about 1v1ing, I think about basketball. I don't think about like any other sport actually at all.
Well, except
Now that
like
I think about it.
to Christian's point, like when you do get to the end of dodgeball, and it is like there are
That's
those rare
true.
occasions where it
Yeah.
is 1-on-1,
Yeah, that is a good point.
and
What
it is
about
pretty intense.
ping pong. Ping pong's pretty intense. Wrestling? Wrestling's better than ping pong. Let's admit that wrestling's better than ping pong.
Yes, of the two options that you provided.
Yeah.
Here, well, okay. For
Spelling
one,
bee.
I was going to say, for 1 second,
No.
let's take it out of the realm of sports.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
other kinds of
Yep.
competitions could they do in the high school that
Spelling
would
bee for
like
sure.
spelling bee would pretty
Spelling
fucking
bee
fun.
is great.
It's just basically the movie Bad Words.
Yeah.
with
Which-
Jason
Put it
Bateman.
in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Bateman's the Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Or- okay,
yes.
wait.
Yep.
Why are we assuming that it has to not be them trying to kill each other? This could be
Like a battle
teens
royale.
fight clubbing.
Okay, just doing
Like-
the movie Battle Royale, basically, but
Yeah.
like with less of the like
Right.
Fortnite of it all.
Or like some really fucked up fight club shit in a high school. Like there are movies that are kind of like that, and they're hard to watch.
I know it's just so fraught. We're talking about a movie that is extremely gun heavy, and putting that gun movie in a high school.
Oh, wait, no. They
we
meet.
are.
Nope. Here we go.
Weightlifting competition.
Nope.
Sorry, go
Nope.
ahead.
No. No.
You said guns,
No.
and I thought about it.
No. They meet at the local Grand Slam, and it's laser tag.
Oh
Oh shit! Actually,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
laser tag
No,
is fucking.
That's really
hilarious.
good. And here's the key. It is a movie that takes place in a universe where the quick and the dead is the reason that they go to do laser tag. So we are setting this as a like
so kind of like a
sequel.
Son of Rambo situation.
Yes,
Oh, I
where they're
love it.
like, oh, the quick and the dead was so cool. We should do it too in laser tag. And it's like an 80s movie for sure.
But it gets
somehow.
way too intense.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
And then maybe. Oh, no, that's scary.
Yeah, no, I kind of felt like I knew where you were going with that.
Listeners,
Wait.
Listeners, wait.
They changed the lasers to be radioactive, and that's the rule change. So you die, but eventually.
But
Or maybe they change it to
style.
maybe they change it to paintball
okay,
because paintball
Yeah, it
hurts
hurts a
like a
little bit more.
motherfucker.
it does. You get
Yeah.
welts.
Yeah. Actually, paintball would be a good place to start. Not
The
gonna lie.
the quick and the welted.
But laser tag is so stylish. I think laser tag is a great option.
Or spitballs.
Oh shit.
And then
Rap battles.
Rap.
Oh,
Okay.
hold on. I just want to
Yes.
go back to
Yes.
to
Spitballs.
spitballs real quick.
You want to spitball it?
Because it could start with spitballs, and then the rule change is like, oh shit, there's COVID now.
Oh my god!
It takes place in March of 2020. And at the beginning of the tournament, nobody's bad, and then it gets scarier and scarier.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. And everyone's like, we don't want to do it, and fucking Gene Hackman's like, you're going to do it. You have to.
If you don't do it, then
have
my
to
men with
fight.
spitballs are going to spitball you.
And I know they have COVID. They just went to China.
Okay, legit, that's very funny.
Spitballs and then COVID is the twist. Oh, that sucks. It's so good.
Oh my god.
Yes, Spitballs is good. Spitballs is good.
Spitballs is good.
Can we, because we have just a tiny little sliver of time left in this beautiful context.
Yes.
Can we talk about what everyone in high school would be like? We talked about Gene Hackman, but we didn't touch on any of the other main characters.
That's totally true.
True.
What would Ellen be like?
I'm
What's
guessing
her deal?
she's like an exchange student, maybe, or
Oh yeah, because no one knows who she is.
She was expelled from the school at some. No. That doesn't make any sense because why is she there?
Why is she there?
Spelled from a different school?
Maybe.
Yeah, she's a new.
But like,
she's
why
just
is
a
her
new
beef?
kid.
What like
Like,
in
she's a
this
new
one
kid.
we're transposing that she has this beef
Yeah, she
with
has
Gene
beef.
Hackman.
True. Oh,
Because he was
she
the
just-
gym teacher at the other school. And then
She
he
was
came to this
just
one.
adopted by a foster family since her
Okay.
father is dead now.
Okay.
Mhm.
He was spitballed to death.
And wait, and the principal.
spitballed him to
wait,
death.
Hold on. If we're spitball situationing, then is it just like a teacher of a classroom that is deciding to make this happen, or is it the principal?
I thought the principal was pretty funny, but we don't
It is
have
pretty
to do
funny.
that.
No, the principal's good. We just want to make it's not a gym teacher anymore. It's the principal, and it always will be. I like that.
Yeah.
So the principal, why does she hate the principal and want to
Yeah.
defeat him in a spitball contest?
Like, what is the specific reason?
I think
when
it's
he was in high school, he bullied her dad.
there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's-
again,
that works.
you remove the stakes again. It's not actually people killing each other, but he did bully her dad, and he tricked her into bullying her dad.
Bullying her own dad.
just like he tricked her in the actual Quick and the Dead into shooting her dad in the forehead.
He was just never the same after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get owned by your own daughter,
that
you
classic
never
thing
recover.
where you trick someone into bullying someone else. That easy thing to do that everyone does. Okay, no, that's good. She's like just a new kid. Dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about court?
Court.
Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah. Okay. The preacher that wasn't
preacher that
always
wasn't always a preacher, but now
he is a preacher.
Yeah, he's the born again
Yeah.
classmate. Like
Yeah. Okay. And he's like, no, I won't spitball. My father says violence is never the answer.
yeah.
Or maybe he's like just become a germaphobe.
Ooh, there we go. It doesn't bring religion into it at all. He's just grossed out by it.
But
and
he was
won't
maybe
do
like
it.
the kid who popularized spitballing in the school. Like spitball was like his thing
Until
and
he
then everyone else
Googled,
started
is
doing it, and
spitballing
he's like-
nasty?
he's like-
He's like, yes, it is.
And he got like sick one time, and he's like, I'll never spitball again.
I swore off that. And everyone tells tales about like, oh yeah, he was the best spitballer in the West. Like, I'll never spitball again. Not after what happened. I threw up.
And then there's Ace who like fucking sucks at spitball,
Yeah.
but pretends he's super
Brags a
cool
lot,
at spitball.
Yeah.
Although I do want to say they talk about him being a complete phony, which is fine.
Sure.
He did roll off that horse and shoot that Ace.
Yeah.
Right through the middle.
That was over his daughter. That was pretty good.
Was that his just a random
I thought it was
child?
just a
Oh,
regular
I always
kid,
assumed
yeah.
it was his daughter. Man, you know what? It's fine. Maybe she was. It didn't say she wasn't.
They didn't
That's
say
true.
she wasn't.
That's true.
He flipped off the horse. He shot
If
the
you ever
ace,
see an
and then he
adult
said, "You're not
interacting
my
with
daughter."
a child in a movie and they don't say whether or not that
movie,
they
all right.
yes, if you ever see an adult talking to a child in a movie and they don't say that they're not their child, they could be their child. In
might
a
be
movie.
their child.
In a movie.
In a movie.
Okay, we need to move on, but safe to say there are versions of this that are fraught.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But
the one
honestly-
we came up with is awesome.
With this context, like I could totally Captain America this. I could do this all day.
Yeah.
God. Well, it's a shame because we do have to move on. To
We do,
another
we do,
context.
we do.
Okay. We have a brand new context for you folks this time.
Exciting.
Hello.
Ding, ding, ding.
It is. What if the villain is right, and or how are the protagonists wrong? Uh-oh.
Time to be some.
So Gene Hackman,
well,
whose
actually,
character name
boys.
I have not been addressing this entire time because I cannot remember what it is.
Hulk Hogan, I believe.
It is Hulk Hogan.
No, it's
yes.
Herod.
Herod.
Like from the Bible.
John-
From the Bible, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Yep.
Herod, like from the Bible.
Well,
King
I wasn't
Herod.
going to know that, but anyway.
Oh, I know all about the Bible.
So he
baby, let us
runs.
tell you.
He runs this western. Please do. He runs this western town with an iron fist. He's got his own little private army, and he demands that everyone give him 50% of all of their money at all
Was
times.
it explicitly 50%?
They said 50 cents on every dollar goes to him.
Okay.
Yeah, which I mean, it like that sounds like a colloquial saying to me.
Yeah,
but-
that seems like
But
how
it's
do
the
you
only-
divvy that up?
It's the only economic quote we have from the movie, so
That's
we must
true.
assume it's true.
Other than the $123,000 in a
True,
chest from
yeah.
Wells Fargo.
Here's the thing I'll say in his favor. I
Okay.
never saw a person pay the doctor.
So you're
That's
saying
true.
you're saying that he has provided universal health care.
I'm saying it didn't say they didn't.
We're falling back on that way too much.
hey, sometimes it's what you
I
got.
love it. No, to be fair, this movie did a lot of not actually saying what it is or isn't. So it's fine.
But then they also did, though.
they made a lot of rules very explicit, and I appreciated that. That's a good point, though. That doctor, he just helped.
I never saw money exchanging hands with the doctor
Or anyone.
Well,
or
and-
anyone except for the gun shop,
Gunshot.
which also good.
His son his son owns the gun shop and
Yeah.
like
Nepotism.
has his own but he encourages him to like be careful with his wares. He clearly cares about the guns that he's selling and takes pride in his work and
Yeah.
he works hard. He's got his own small business.
So we're saying the kid's doing good.
the kid's doing good,
Yeah.
but his father has encouraged him to go into business for himself.
That one's a tough one for me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know if
there's
I don't know if the dad has encouraged the kid about anything.
That's
is
fair.
the angle that we need
That's
to
totally
take
fair.
because
Yeah.
he just explicitly
But so,
does not.
Yeah,
let's
he
just
does
try
the
and
opposite.
let's
Yeah.
justify. What is his justification for all the
Right.
shit he
Yeah,
does?
yeah, okay.
He says that he
They need
uses
him.
the tournament to maintain order. And that he is specifically using it as an opportunity to take out all of the people who would be enemies to him, so that they don't shoot him in the
Can't shoot
back.
him back.
Yeah.
During the dinner, though, with Ellen, he also reveals why he does that, or what maybe his internal justification is. And as he's peeling that apple, he says, "The people in this town need me.
Yeah,
They need someone to like keep everything in order, not law, just order."
yes, he does. Specify
he does
that.
specify.
Yeah,
not
he
law and
called me
order.
out as we were watching.
Yeah,
the
like,
movie.
I was just watching it like Law and Order, and then he's like, not law.
And I was like,
law.
oh, well, fuck me. Then.
Yeah, well, there were so many times watching this movie
Sorry,
where one of us would shout something out, and then the characters would immediately, like, or whatever was happening in the movie would immediately respond to whatever we
Yeah.
just said.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty wild.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Wish you could have been here.
Great,
Yeah,
great feature for
you
a
guys
movie
should
to
watch
have.
movies with us.
Yeah, it's great. And then this movie specifically, because
Yeah.
it's fun and we're fun.
Yeah, it's fun and we're fun, and we wish you were here with us. But this is kind of like being with us.
A little. Is
little
it okay? So is it then that his argument is that people need to be governed, and that he might as well because he thinks he's good at it?
Like, and he has money and means.
Right, like he's like, well, somebody's got to do it, so fuck it, I'll do it, and maybe I won't even like it that much, but like, people need me, so this is my burden.
Yeah.
And I mean, clearly, if you look at the people who are coming to this tournament, I mean, we've got like Scar, for example, just got out of prison. Clearly a rough customer. The Wild West is just chock-a-block full of criminals,
That's all they are.
thieves, terrible, terrible folks. Having someone in the town with enough armament to protect people, as he says he does, he is there for their protection.
Yeah. Hey guys, they don't call it the Tame West.
They don't. You're right. See, this is the point he should have made.
They don't call it the Tame West would have been a great line to yell
That's pretty
after
good.
shooting someone.
That would be pretty good,
Like,
yeah.
that would be pretty good.
Pretty good.
They're not going to eventually call this period that we're living in right now the Tame West.
So I just that makes sense. Also, not to steal from my friend Matthew here. Taxes are good.
Taxes are good. Yeah, I did
Taxes
say
are
that
good.
off mic. Yeah.
Like we can debate about how he's using those taxes.
Yeah,
all
we can.
day.
That is what I was alluding to about not seeing money exchange hands to the doctor.
That's right. Yeah, all this money's going to him, but it's possible that he could use that money.
He's actually financing
For the
town really
town's
well,
good.
and he's balancing the budget pretty solidly.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying he's doing that. I'm saying that the idea of giving taxes is not inherently a bad one.
And here's the other thing is taxes is good. And as Bon has said, we don't know that he's not doing a good job running the budget. Everyone in the town could be unreliable and be real grumpy because they don't like him because he's a dick.
Yeah.
Because he sucks and he kills them.
Yeah.
But what if he is doing a really good job economically?
Right.
And he's like, why are you all so mad?
So basically, he's Donald Trump. He's
No!
like, as long as the economy,
Yeah.
as long as people
That's it.
are making money,
Mhm.
and the stock market is good.
Yeah.
You don't have to look at
the
literally
stock market-
anything.
And in this
Don't
town,
look
the
at
stock
it.
market is the number of bullets they have
Yeah.
to shoot in the air without any sort of care at all.
Because that's what they do when anything good happens ever.
It's seriously, it's like that. I feel like there was a character who did that on The Simpsons, who would like just shoot guns anytime something good
That sounds
happened.
about right.
Yeah, and that's just it's a fun character trait.
Yeah, it's
Sure
fun.
is. Okay. Yeah, I think in a hypothetical world,
Right,
I can
Like,
justify that.
Let's just put cards on the table here. Gene Hackman in this movie is a very, very bad person.
Yeah, he's the antagonist. That's the whole thing of this context.
Yeah.
He's
is
the
he's the
villain.
bad guy.
But we're saying
the
that,
bad
like,
guy.
what's the internal logic for him, and why would he then consider the protagonists of this movie, who I would argue are Ellen and Court,
Mhm.
and I guess the kid,
yeah, kind of.
but he's more of like he's
Ellen
less of
is-
a point of view character.
Ellen's for
Yeah.
sure the main protagonist,
Right.
though. And then Court is maybe the little sidekick.
I'd say the secondary protagonist, because
Yeah.
we do get a lot of like scenes of him by himself.
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
And for the sake of the context, I will argue on behalf of the antagonist, saying that he did give the kid opportunities to.
He gave him so many outs. He told him so many times
Yeah.
to go away or to stop,
Yeah.
to stand down. That he made his point. Although,
And nobody did prove he was his kid.
it also would have been. I mean, it would have been good for him to be like, "You made your point. I respect you now. Stop it."
Yeah.
All he had. That's literally all he had to say.
Yeah, but we're arguing in favor of this.
I know. You're right. I'm sorry.
I know it's hard to do. It's hard to argue for
I think
villainy.
in summary, like the only, because there's always something about a villain that's like, oh, sure, I see that. That makes sense. And I think the thing that's redemptive or right, quote unquote, about this character, not fiscally, but correct morally, is based. The thing that's like fucking cool about I want to call him Hagar the Horrible. Herod.
That's the second time I've heard Hagar the Horrible brought up within a week, which is insane to me.
That's
Because
If it happens one more
nobody's
time, he's gonna show up.
well, nobody's talked about Hagar the Horrible for like 20 years.
You're right. The comic's probably still in the newspaper, and like people are just somehow not seeing it. It's a blur. It's like censored. It's pixelated. You can't see it. So I think the only actual, like, I could argue for that being a good instinct about him that I'm going to fight for, in conclusion, before we talk about the protagonists, is the instinct that things suck and somebody needs to make them better. Like, the Wild West, this is bullshit. Everybody's killing each other all the time, shooting each other in the back. What if I made a system where they didn't do that? And I, like, figured it out so that...
Or
like,
that the only people who did that were the kind of people who are like, they're doing it to each other. Like he's getting the criminals and the gunslingers and whatever to focus on each other instead of killing
Yeah.
innocent people who
Like bystanders,
can't
yeah.
shoot back.
Basically, I don't think his method is true. I think the only thing I can justify about him is that his instinct to try to solve
Right.
the problem is good. To say, I'm going to do something about it, but then the way he does everything about it seems very bad. But
Yeah.
doing something about it, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He invented the tournament, and that was pretty fucking cool. So actually, he's awesome.
Oh my God. Well, and like, okay, so Ellen's got this long-standing grudge, and I
Yeah.
think we've seen enough movies at this point to show us that vengeance is not
Always good.
the way to make yourself feel better. It's not therapy.
No.
I've seen at least like 5 different Batmans say the same thing.
It's just not going to bring your dad back.
No.
It's
not.
just going to cause more pain.
Yeah.
As for Court,
Religion sucks.
yeah, you know what? He's I don't know, man. This one's hard because he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's a what is the exact prompt is how are the protagonists wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. well, then we can maybe not critique their whole deal, but maybe critique parts of their approach. Like you're saying, like Ellen's not wrong to be mad and want to try to like do some justice, because she does also like protect that woman and probably many other women from that nasty man by beating him up and shooting him in the penis. That was
She
cool.
gets vengeance for that one. She didn't protect her. She got vengeance for her.
Yeah.
That's true. She did get vengeance for her, but protect by, I mean, that man's dick is gone.
Future.
Future.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a
protection.
kind
That's
of
true.
protection.
But also, that's a death penalty argument.
Oh, you're
I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Punitive-
Well,
Wait, did he
precog on
actually
this.
die?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She killed him. She had to. 'cause
He ran
came
back into
and-
the bar.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she-
And she had to shoot him. Okay, yeah.
She wasn't gonna.
She wasn't
gonna.
She was just gonna shoot him in
And
the
then
dick,
she
which I
shot
think
him
we
in
could do to a lot of it.
self-defense.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And that's why she's still the good
Right.
person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you're right. Well, then I mean, that's a big critiquable part of her. As far as Court, though, maybe. I mean, I think he shouldn't have shot. Okay, so the scene where it's the final four, March Madness style, and it's Ellen versus Court, and they're both standoffing and not going to shoot each other, and then Court decides to. But it was actually a fun little joke, a play, so I can't critique him on that because it was all part of the plan.
Yeah. But
hold on. Sorry.
yeah.
So part of his backstory before he even got brought into the town was he had his own mission where he took care of orphans, and these guys came in and burned the whole place down, presumably killing the orphans, possibly.
Maybe.
But later on, it does appear that his first time engaging in any sort of violence was the duel that he first fights in, and like instinctively grabs the gun and shoots. So did he not do anything to protect the orphans?
That's an interesting point. If he is such a capable gunslinger and he's got literal orphans on his protection, but he defends himself when the time comes in this shootout.
But chose not to defend the orphans because he just was like hardline, no violence, even if it's actually protecting innocent people.
You know what? That might be all we got. It's obviously conjecture based on the fact we know there was an orphan fire. But let's assume that he had an opportunity to kill the people that were going to burn down the orphanage and didn't.
Yeah.
Usually you don't see someone lighting an orphanage on fire and have the chance to kill them in most orphanage fires that I've experienced.
And also, just one last thing before we move on. A religious conversion does not make up for past crimes.
Also true.
It can be a part of your journey to atone for things that you've done or to reform, but it, just becoming a preacher is not enough
Doesn't
to
do anything,
to erase murder.
No. No.
Yet belief doesn't absolve actions.
Right. It's actions have to absolve actions.
That's a pretty good critique of his character, actually.
Yeah.
But he's flawed. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, people can be flawed.
Listen, this whole context is based on what if we were all assholes?
This context is us going against our better nature, and
I think that's a good exercise. It keeps us strong in our beliefs.
There's nothing better than someone saying it keeps us strong while wavering.
It keeps us strong. Let's move on to another context that's less gross.
Yeah.
Nitpicky realism.
Nothing to critique.
Nothing to say. This movie is perfect in terms of its realistic content.
Most real movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
We are in the nitpicky realism corner.
Okay, so we're going to find things about this movie that are kind of like not exactly how they would happen in real life.
It's tricky because clearly Sam Raimi, as he is known to do, is very grounded and down to earth.
That's a good point.
Nothing's elevated. Nothing is over the top.
Yeah. I do wonder, they keep shooting in the air. Where do the bullets go?
Where do the bullets go? They go.
Yeah.
Bullets go and
Because
fall.
bullets don't stop.
They fall.
Yeah.
They always fall.
They
That's
always
a
go
lot
up,
of bullets
must come
going
down.
straight up.
Yep.
There's plenty of evidence of, there's been stories of people like shooting in the air and then like getting shot when the bullets come back down.
Yep.
Depending on the wind patterns.
They go somewhere.
Depending on the breeze. So it's not safe to do that constantly all over town from many different guns.
No.
Yeah, which is all this town does apparently.
Yeah. So like, how is anyone not how is anyone alive? Frankly,
Yeah.
it's just like there's so many bullets coming from all different directions, and the wind. I mean, it's the desert. The wind can't be that intense because you don't. I mean, sometimes I guess that when she initially walks out of the bar, her hair is like whoosh.
Pretty
Well,
intense.
there's a
Pretty
lot
dope.
of there's a lot of swirling wind sounds
Yeah.
in this movie too.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
a key part of any Western. You gotta have swirling winds. And what blows those tumbleweeds?
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Tumbleweed don't blow itself.
But is that going to blow every bullet from those many
Yes.
guns?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
I take
yeah.
it back.
well,
It's a flat. It's flat.
flat Earth.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth is
It's a
flat.
flat Earth.
Wind blow that.
Wind blow that.
I think the real answer is, since we are sitting in the nitpicky realism corner, is that like almost every one of those guns is at a slight angle, and how high the bullets go means they probably go outside of town almost always, because they are going very high up at a high angle and then falling at a high angle as well. They're not going straight
Although
up and
I
straight
question
down. There's no way.
exactly
There's
the-
no way.
We don't get to see much of the town.
How big?
Because we see all the different citizens and stuff, but from the buildings that
Where
are
do they
there,
live? Yeah.
where do they live?
There's
all just
there's
sleep in
way
the
more people
saloon.
than there are buildings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's got to
Maybe
be
it's a
like
tourist town.
surrounding. It seems like they're like farmers, like they're like itinerant farmers who probably tend to like livestock and stuff.
Yeah.
Killing
People with
cows.
farmers' hands. Like
Farmers'
Leo.
With farmers' hands, which is like when. I'm trying to remember the last time I heard someone insult someone for having farmers'
Yeah,
hands.
'cause having
I'm
farmers' hands is
way
cool.
more used to seeing toxic masculinity be like, "Man, your hands are so soft."
Yeah.
You're no
Like,
farmer.
You've never done a day of work in your life. And he's like the opposite. He's like, "Man, your hands are so hard.
like
You've
you-
never shot only guns.
You earn your keep in this world, and that pisses me off.
If you do anything
Yeah.
but shooting guns, you're a pussy."
Yeah, like the idea that dainty hands are farmers' hands is the most like backwards
So weird.
shit I've ever
You
seen.
know what that makes me think of, though, Christian, is I think it's almost that this town has a religion that's gun based. Like,
That's
not
true.
only in the fact that a tournament happens with sudden death in it sometimes every year, but also that they constantly shoot guns up in the air. I feel like it's kind of a Shirley Jackson's lottery situation where they're like, listen, it's going to kill some people, but the guns chose.
The guns
Like,
chose,
no
yeah.
one killed them. It's like everyone on the firing line shooting at once. No one feels bad because they could have been the one with the empty gun, or whatever that whole like weird ethical thing that people used to do is, which is like bullshit.
So they worship the god Gunthulu.
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 But that is a
Thing.
different context.
Different
I'm
context.
sure is. But I think that's a nitpicky realism corner. Guns shooting up in the air, kill cow.
Just the amount
Address
of
it.
the
They
sheer
should have
amount of
addressed it.
bullets.
Yeah.
Co-
The
something
ground would have been
happen
bullets.
at some
At
point.
least one cow dead.
Yeah. Also, even if it didn't kill anyone, the ground outside of town would just be like pockmarked with a million bullets.
Yes.
Yeah. You either address that the bullets are all there and no one's sweeping them up, or you create a character in the movie, the bullet sweeper.
Also, the shells.
Sweeps
What
the
happens to all the shells?
Shell sweeper
Yeah.
and bullet sweeper. We need them. We need them to be there. You got a doctor. You got,
You
a
got a
bartender.
doctor, you got a bartender,
You
you
got
got
a bullet sweeper.
coffin maker, you need a bullet sweeper.
For real. Also, nitpicky realism corner. No way could that coffin maker tell she was 5'8" riding on a horse.
Yeah,
Get
she
out
was
of town.
sitting.
You can't tell how tall someone is by their torso alone. And he couldn't see both her legs. Maybe one was long.
Yeah. You can't
Get that
tell if a
shit
leg
out.
goes
Yeah.
all the way up or not.
Yeah, exactly. That's why people ask, like, do those legs go all the way up? That's what people ask, right?
Yeah.
Do those legs go all
Hey
the
man,
way
do
up?
those legs go all the
Do
way
you
up?
have a abs, or is it just leg in there?
Are you just all leg?
Are you leg?
Are you leg with head?
Are you leg?
Or are you dancer?
Thank you. The killers.
But okay.
What
What are
else?
some other? I mean,
Well, there's the one we've already talked about off mic, which is
the flip
the flip
at
back
the end
flip.
of the film.
Yeah.
The backflip that fucking Gene Hackman.
Also having time to scream about a bullet coming at you, like being able to realize that
God,
like
yes.
you were too slow, and screaming
pretty
the whole
good,
time the
actually,
bullet's
yeah.
coming at you.
Oh my god, yes. That whole sequence is so fucking wild. The hole through him in the shadow. I mean, it's
all of the
cool.
holes,
It's
yeah,
a cool
that-
stylistic choice.
Yeah.
But come on.
It's very. I feel like the holes through people is adjacent. It's not the same, but it's adjacent to the two samurai run at each other and then switch parts and it's a flash, and then one of them, their head falls off.
Yep.
It's like the same thing of like, no, that's not how it works. But good golly, that looks neat.
Yeah.
Most of these duels have that kind of moment.
Oh, 100%. Oh, also because like that hole in Keith David's head would immediately be filled by viscera and other stuff like collapsing into the hole.
Where
It's
was
not
the
like
viscera?
there's nothing above
Yeah.
where that hole is. It's not like there's a ceiling there. It's like no stuff.
Maybe
Stuff falls in.
He could have been just really cold.
How could that?
He has
be?
brain
What
freeze,
do you
Christian.
mean?
Yes, he ate a bunch of ice
Are
cream.
you saying everything
Brain
above that
freeze.
part of his
Yeah.
head was frozen?
Yeah, brain
I see.
freeze.
Yeah,
I see. He had brain freeze.
He was eating ice cream. He had brain freeze.
He had top of head brain freeze.
Yeah. When Keith David and Gene Hackman were sitting upstairs in the house and they were talking about how they love to kill other people, and they were like, oh, we're laughing together as friends.
Let's have ice
and then
cream.
they went downstairs. Right before that, they cut the scene, but there was ice cream consumed in that scene.
Yeah.
And that is the missing piece
Well,
to the answer of why you are
apologize.
incorrect.
I apologize for not noticing.
To go back to our favorite argument, they didn't say they didn't eat ice cream.
Hey, you guys.
Hey.
So I know it's frowned upon to go back to a context that we've already moved on from.
Sure.
But we
But
can do it. We can do it sometimes.
I genuinely cannot believe that when we were arguing against the protagonists that we didn't bring up the fact they blew up like buildings that had nothing to do.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah, when they blew up the fucking
Collateral
bar,
damage on
like,
purpose.
the bar that had all the different
that
like
was
hotel
just a
rooms and
person's
shit.
business.
Yeah.
Right. That
Yeah.
guy was cool.
That's such bullshit. I
mean,
can't
he
believe that.
wasn't.
Just I completely spaced
Yeah.
on that.
I mean, that guy sucked. He was like whores next door, but like
That's true.
he
That guy
also,
wasn't
but
cool.
also like
I don't know.
he was like clearly he was scared for his life every
Yes.
time Gene Hackman
Yeah.
walked into the room. He was
He was
just
a victim
like,
of the
and he like
circumstance.
thanked her when she stood up for that young girl,
Which I think was
he
implied
should
to
have
be
been
his
doing.
daughter.
Oh,
What?
I think
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
that's
it didn't
seemed-
say it wasn't his daughter.
like that seemed to be the implication when she came in the first time. If I recall,
I
but-
missed that detail, but
Yeah,
it's also
I can't remember.
possible. Oh yeah, she was behind the bar helping.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right.
And well, he did say she wasn't his daughter. So yeah, no, that's a good point. They blew up buildings that they didn't need to blow up. What are they doing?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
dramatic, but hey, come on.
And as we saw from the first gunfight, there was someone who like closed the shutters on their place. So it doesn't mean that everyone who was in town was in the street for that gunfight.
yeah.
Someone could have been in one of those buildings.
Oh, true.
And it would have been the people who are especially afraid of gunfire. Who,
Yeah.
like the super pacifists who don't
my
want to be
God.
in, and they're the ones who get blown up, collateral damage. That's fucked.
Pretty reckless.
It's
is what
pretty
it is.
reckless.
They made
Oh
their
my God.
point, but
Yeah.
Oh, they definitely made the point.
but like
The clock tower, get it. The house, fine.
Yeah.
The businesses,
the businesses.
That seems excessive.
What about the Capitol?
what about the capital?
The stonks. Okay,
Sorry.
Back to this
Sorry.
context.
That's my
Hey,
bad. Sorry.
you don't have to apologize. We
But
said you
also,
didn't. It's good.
does dynamite do that much?
Does Dynamite do that?
I think just in
Seems like a lot.
general, how the fuck that little kid get so much dynamite and sleep on it all the time
well, there's that.
and have never die?
And never die.
Never die.
From
How did-
Dynamite.
How did he not die
Never
from
die
dynamite?
from dynamite.
That would have been truly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or
She does
not,
say that.
Or well, here's my nitpick with it.
Mm-hmm.
It either would have been hyper uncomfortable because put like a blanket style mattress over some barrels. There's like literal holes that you can fall over. There is not a consistent surface upon which to sleep.
It's not very stable.
No.
It's true. So
But
how
the,
you shoot
but
that
the
fast?
alternative well, but the alternative is also how you shoot that fast. That there was a board of some kind
Mhm.
that they slept on, and then she wouldn't have felt the dynamite at all.
She still would have been like, this is an uncomfortable board.
Yeah, but she's like, how do you sleep on all this?
Yeah,
and like
that's
looked
true.
at it, like she felt the barrels.
That's a good
That's
point.
true.
But she would have like not even been able to fall asleep if there was not some kind of rigid thing on
It's,
top of it. It's like
yeah.
I feel like you got to pick.
Well, I mean, she did she was like pass out drunk at that point, right?
Sure.
Is what they were.
Maybe there were
Yeah,
like
that's
3
true.
barrels and it was enough for her to like sort of lay on.
Yeah.
but okay, then there's the third option of, okay, sure, they slept on the fucking barrels and it was really bad. How he shoots so good? He had a back problem.
Yeah, he was stiff as shit. Like, there's no way that you're all loosey-goosey like our boy Leo was supposed to be.
He was so loose.
Yeah.
So loose.
God.
Like
So
a
loose.
goose.
Yeah.
So loose like a goose.
Little rubber band
that
body.
never slept on a barrel of dynamite in his
No.
life.
He
No
never
way.
slept on a barrel. These hands, these farmers' hands. You never slept on a barrel of dynamite. Oh, okay. Let's move on to another context.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Westworld.
Yeah.
This movie is a theme park.
Oh,
Who
boy.
is a robot? Who's real? What's the park like? Let's talk about it. So obviously we're in
Westworld.
first Western film we've ever done. We get the Westworld context, which is pretty fucking wild.
Yeah. Okay, so the
Wild,
so
Wild
the park is Westworld. But
Yes.
now we just decide who like the NPCs and the PCs are.
Yes and no, because I feel like it's so much more narrow than just Westworld seems so much more expansive than this. This is like if you had a
One
like
town.
it was like a specific like a fully immersive paintball camp where they're like but like the stakes
Yeah.
are high.
Yeah. Very high. Yeah.
And the question, it's like for thrill seeker types, who like really want to shoot their shit, but also don't feel like running around and doing the sort of like Civil War reenactment shit where you have
Right.
to like duck behind cover and shit.
Yeah.
You literally just stand in one place and
Yeah.
shoot at someone else.
You just wait for your turn.
I mean,
and then
season
you go
1 of
outside.
Westworld. This is 100% Westworld.
That's true, but but just
like
that
travel
part.
around.
There's no other part
Yeah,
of the.
it's one section of Westworld.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
But it's the section you go where you're like, I just want to sleep in a bed
And
wake
duel.
up,
I want to
hang out
sleep
in a
on
tavern,
some dynamite barrels.
Dynamite barrels, fuck a hot guy.
So I think the idea then, what makes it okay, so Ellen having a pre-existing relationship with Gene Hackman's
yeah.
character that like is vengeful and
Yeah.
whatever
She's a
implies to me
robot.
that she's a robot and so is he.
Or an NPC,
That theirs is
yeah.
like a narrative that's
They're
been
the
written.
center of the
Yeah.
narrative.
So
correct.
yep.
So Court would be the like player character.
yeah, I think
maybe?
he could be one of them.
Yeah, he's a player character who signed up for that event, but then chickened out, and now they are forcing him back to do it.
So this is when the robots gain sentience.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or just like, I mean, the robots, just playing along with their
Yeah.
programming
Or-
also, because they
or
want
like-
the players to play the game.
He had been there previously before they had like
Oh my God,
readjusted
yeah.
this town,
Yeah.
and the character that Gene Hackman was an outlaw that he had ridden with in that campaign.
Yeah.
And now he's like, I'm going to do this preacher thing over here, but Gene Hackman still remembers when he was an outlaw, and he's like, no, you're going to be over here.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I have your cloud save.
He didn't used to be a preacher, you guys.
Look at this high scoreboard over here. The top one, CLT. Colt. Also,
Court?
Court. CRT.
Oh no!
Critical race theory.
Oh no, God!
Top
Come
of the
on.
list, baby.
Oh my God!
Westworld.
Verse simp.
He was in this.
He was in this.
So okay, here's an idea. I think this Westworld that you can go to is encouraged that you go with a group. That like you don't go alone. Like you have to come with at least one other person that you know, so that there's a chance that you have to face them off. It like raises the stakes because if
Sure.
you just show up as a PC to this tournament and you're one of the randos, it would be a little thrilling, but it wouldn't feel as scary if you weren't like facing off against like virtual representations of your friends.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. What if? Because that's not bad, and I think because then having some like you would have to have some kind of drama to it. Like if it's with someone you know, then you can create a backstory where like you're having a duel and you can really act that out. Much like Ellen and Herod have.
Herod.
Much like Ellen and Herod have. So I'm wondering if maybe it makes more sense that all of the people in the tournament are PCs except for Gene Hackman's character, and they've all individually concocted some kind of backstory or reason why they need to win this tournament. that would be narratively fulfilling for them individually, and we're only seeing the one of those storylines. But maybe Scar's got his own whole thing. And by the way, Scar is 100% a real person who's trying way too fucking hard.
Yeah.
It is the most person paying to be at a thing who's like, I'm crazy and I just got out of jail and I've got a weird eye and I'm like running around and killing people and I'm fucking wild.
I take this LARP way too serious.
Yeah, it's exactly.
He's
It's
got
the most
first
over LARPer.
D&D character vibes for sure.
100%.
And we should remember, like, they do. If we're taking this as like literal Westworld rules of Westworld, getting shot by a gun in there is basically the equivalent of like a squib going off on like an actual like playing character.
Yeah.
So like that's what the stake. It's paintball basically.
Yeah, it's paintball.
But yeah.
So this would be a tournament that you could enter, but I think like it has to be like you have to be playing along. You have to be into it, like because like and they kind of enforce it. Like they don't let people into it who are only half-assing it. Everyone has a character who is a character, and they all have to be like. Maybe they do like an intro interview, like, "What are you going to do with the money if you win?"
Oh, there you go.
Wow, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
well, you know how they talk.
Well, wait,
and then in this one, when you do get down to the final four, something does go glitchy, and the squibs no longer are squibs; they're real bullets, and that's when the rule change thing comes into play.
Yep,
yeah,
that's exactly right. Because again, I think I do this every single context. That when every single time we do Westworld, I feel like we get the lines of it confused, like we get them twisted up.
Sure.
Where sometimes we're talking about how cool it would be if it was a theme park where you could go to it, but other times we're talking about the movie and who in this movie that we watched was an NPC and was a PC.
Yes. But isn't that kind of the fun of Westworld in general? Like you're watching the show and you're like you're involved in the narratives of whatever, but you're also kind of thinking like, if I went to Westworld, what kind of stuff would I do?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And so I think when we say like if everyone there has to come up with a backstory to try to win it, are we then saying that like Ellen was a PC?
That's
not an NPC.
I changed my mind.
Yeah.
And she like tries to bail because she gets freaked out. She's like, "This is a little too intense for me. I maybe like didn't think through like,
how real this feels."
I actually really like that because as we discussed while watching the movie, her character is freaked out by a lot of it, and even gets to the point where I would say probably the cheesiest line in the movie happens in the cemetery when she's talking to her grandpa, and it's raining, and she says, "I'm scared of dying." And that's the line. And I was like, well, okay. That's like, pretty cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes I mean, me too.
That logically makes sense.
Sure.
Most of us are.
Most of us are.
Yeah.
And that it really does work that she got in too deep and didn't really understand how intense it would be to play in this virtual game, how real it would feel.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm scared. I don't like this.
I wonder if every one of them has like an assigned NPC who will talk them down if they go AWOL.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually.
Like, that's her person.
Yep.
Court's got somebody else, and like everyone else has somebody.
I love that.
Assigned to them.
Or maybe it is just always the doctor NPC.
That's true. Maybe it is the doctor for each of them, and when he talks to them, he
cool.
adjusts the backstory to whatever their whole thing is.
He's everyone's grandpa, though, for sure.
I mean, he's not her grandpa.
Well, no,
Wait,
he was
were they
like,
just friends?
He was friends with her
He even
dad.
says his
best
dad,
friends with
his
her
dad.
dad.
Her dad
You
was
can be
his best
friends
friend.
with your kids.
Can you?
I have.
Okay.
I don't have kids. I'm friends with my dad, though.
Best
I consider
friends?
my dad a friend.
Okay.
Best friend?
No, but he could be my best friend if I wanted. If I wanted, we could be best friends. I don't think that my dad is the kind of person that I personally could be best friends with, but I feel like, in fact, I guarantee that there's at least 10 people in the world that are like, my dad's my best friend. We do everything together.
Yeah.
People
sure.
say that.
Sure.
Yeah.
People say that.
Again, they didn't say he wasn't
They
her
didn't
grandpa.
say he wasn't her
Oh my
grandpa.
God, you're
You can
right.
be friends with your kid.
Christ.
Get out of my town.
As loath as I am to help you on this, that is an argument we've been making all night.
She didn't not say Grandpa.
It's very consistent. You're right. We are nothing if not consistent on this show. And also Ace is like another example of someone who's trying way too fucking hard.
Came in with too much of a bit.
Yep. He came in with too much of a bit. He's constantly like fanning out the playing cards.
And everyone's like, geez, I hope this guy dies really soon.
And he's got like playing cards all over his outfit. And it's like, dude, we fucking get it.
And he's like, hey, before I came into the park, I taught myself how to flip off the back of a horse.
Like, bullshit.
Just like the actor in the movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have a question. Ratsy.
Yeah.
Player character. So Ratsy, probably the coolest little what do you get, like minion? Minion is the word for him.
Yeah.
Little side guy. Tortures a guy a little bit.
I think
gets
he's
his
a
nose
robot.
broken.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a
Ratsy's a
robot.
robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially because he kind of gets sacrificed as a joke. Like he gets shot in the back and everyone's like, ha ha ha, Ratsy.
Now, my question is, a guy with hat who's missing his teeth who laughs in that one part.
One of my favorite
robot
guys.
or human.
Human who's gotten stuck in there and gone mad.
Yes, I love that. I love that very much.
How do you turn this off?
Yeah, I don't know how to leave.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, we did it.
Hey.
Must be the money.
We met it through an episode of Contextual Deviance about the quick and the dead, our first Western. And we did 4 contexts, which I'm sure we can all remember.
As we always do.
We always do.
So we did some shit. Oh, we made it a Westworld. Is it Westworld?
We
Yeah.
did Westworld with
did
this
Westworld.
Western.
We sure did. We also talked about what it would be like if it was set in a high school.
God,
That's
that's
right,
the next
we
one
did.
I've remembered.
We did the what if the villain was right and the protagonists were wrong.
True. And we did one more.
We sure did.
We did the
another
one where
too.
I interjected the one Christian just said into it.
the later one to the nitpicky realism.
There we
corner. We joined. We spent a stint in the nitpicky realism corner.
and what a stint it was.
What a stint. Folks, thank you so much for listening. We have had too much fun, so we need to wind it down. Just a couple more things for you before we take off. I wanted to ask David, did you have anything you would like to plug?
I'm going to do a little throwback here for you.
Yeah.
My butt.
Oh,
That's
plug it up.
all.
You're going to throw back the butt that you're going to plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. Just my butt. That's
Just
it.
throw it back, baby.
Just that this week, baby.
Nice.
We're taking it cash. Bon, what are you up to? What are you doing?
Well, now I know what I'm doing later.
Oh.
Well, there is a film that is currently in theaters that we have yet to talk about that isn't doing so well that I wish more people would see because it is incredibly delightful, and it is a little movie called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It is Nicolas Cage playing Nick Cage.
Did you say Nicolas Cage? Is that him without clothes?
Nicolas Cage, yep.
Love that.
Nakedless Cage. He only
Naked.
wears clothes.
Yeah, nakedless.
Nicolas Cage. A cage with lots of jackets on.
Never nude Cage.
Never nude Cage.
But it's honestly some of the most fun I've had in a movie theater in a while. I mean, although Everything Everywhere All at Once, which we talked about last episode,
Right.
is also
But like
a lot of
seeing
fun.
seeing those in the same weekend too was
Just
a
delight.
blast.
It's
So fucking
it's
fun.
such a good time. So see both of those. If you only pick one, see Everything Everywhere All at Once. But if you pick two, see
or like if you've already seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, if you've already seen Everything Everywhere
lot.
All at Once, good for you, number one. Thank you, number two.
Nice job.
And we will tell Michelle that you
Yeah.
bought a ticket. She'll be very
She's so
grateful, I'm
proud.
sure. She's very proud, and she should be.
yeah, we'll tell Michelle, yo.
We'll tell Michelle, yo, what's up
They
for
saw it.
you?
Yeah.
And then go see The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yes, it is. It's just super fun. It's my favorite Nicolas Cage performance. He's just having a blast, and Pedro Pascal is probably his most lovable.
Oh my God, he's so fucking charming in that movie. It's amazing.
Seriously, it's so good. But yeah, go see it. It's a good time, and I guess that's all I really got to say about that one. Christian, how about you?
Well, thank you for asking. I watched a fascinating 2-part expose on Tony Robbins by Mooncat on Twitter or on YouTube. I don't know why I said
Tony
Twitter.
Robbins
On YouTube. That is incredibly eye-opening and disturbing. The way he talks to and about women is profoundly fucked up.
Nice.
Especially women who are victims of abuse.
Oh.
He is horrible. And seeing evidence of it and hearing someone talk about it, and like it's really, really interesting, because this guy is one of the wealthiest self-help people in the world to this day. He's also been accused of a lot of inappropriate behavior and sexual predation.
Unsurprising.
And so it's troubling.
Troubling.
So I would check out that Mooncat, Munecat on YouTube. Mooncat.
Cool. I mean, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, cool is not exactly
Yeah, I
the
know.
right
No,
response to that, but it sounds good.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
that's
it's
a good
thing to put out in the world.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People like that guy too much.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I mean she does a lot of coverage of like multi-level marketing schemes and like crypto and things like that, and
man.
basically about a lot
So
of
like
things that are-
otherwise really cool stuff
that
but
are
then
also like
there's this bad
but basically
one.
like cults and
Yeah, so
business pyramid
good,
schemes
yes.
and
cults and business cults.
So again,
Business
you're
cults.
saying like all this stuff that I really like, and then Tony Robbins. I don't
And then
get it.
Tony
I'm confused. What's the theme of this channel?
Yeah, I
I feel
don't-
like it's
I
just
don't
like good, powerful capitalist stuff that's awesome, and then like there's a takedown of a guy.
there's
I don't
a-
get
there's
it.
a bad
It's
thing?
like what's this channel about?
what's the bad part?
Just looking for some consistency here.
Yeah, that's all I want, Mooncat.
Thank you all so much for listening. Just time for one more thing, and that is a question. I'm actually going to do it short this time, which is, David, did you have any final thoughts you'd like to leave us with this week?
The woman punishes her approval with a negligible frog.
Thank you for listening to Contextual Deviance. You can find more information about us online at our website, contextualdeviance.wordpress.com. You can tweet at us at textdeviance. You can email us at contextualdeviance@gmail.com. Thanks to Minneapolis' own The Bad Man for the use of their song Gun Tonic off the album Ain't Clean. This has been Contextual Deviance. My name is Christian Hagen, and have a nice day. Have a nice day! And we did 4 contexts, which I'm sure we can all remember.
As we always do.
We always do.
We didn't do this last time,
Oh my god!
much to my chagrin.
You remember that,
Oh
but do
my
you remember
God.
the context?
I
you
even
did?
cut out. I even cut out the part of the episode where we discussed the fact that we didn't do it, and you still remember that.
Yep.
I cannot believe that.
It's gonna hang over us forever. You could cut this out too, but we'll all
I'm
know.
definitely going
we'll
to.
know.
The sad thing is, the truly sad thing is that I am actually ashamed of is it did bum me out a little bit.
Yeah,
we didn't do it
sorry.
last time.
because we
I'm
did it
sorry.
every other
No,
time.
no,
Yeah.
no, no! Don't be ashamed. I'm glad that you are emotionally invested in the things we do on this show.